What's up everyone, and welcome on back for another video here on my channel. Thank you as always for returning if you are one of my returning subscribers, and welcome to the channel if you are new. My name is Monet. I am 29 years old, and here on this channel I am documenting my financial journey, and I share how I budget using the cash envelope system. I've gotten myself out of debt using the debt snowball method, and I am just focusing on learning how to save, invest, and better manage my money. So if you are interested in any of that and you want to join the family, join the journey, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and join the family, and make sure you hit the bell so that you will always be notified whenever I upload my next video. So as we can see from the layout today, we are getting back into our cash envelope stuffing, which I am so excited about. We are going to be cash stuffing my first paycheck for the month of May, and if you aren't aware, it is a magic month, so I will be doing 3 paychecks this month. But as I said, today is just the first, and if you're interested in seeing how I'm going to budget all of that out, then just keep on watching. All right, so first things first, of course, we are going to look at our bank slip and see what we are working with. Looking at our denominations, today we're going to be cash stuffing $560. This is the breakdown. As always, most of the products that you see me use on my channel, such as my bank slip, my binder, my envelopes, my bags, my cash dividers, majority of the things that I use within my system, it is available on my website, so be sure to check that out if you are interested. But to get started, we're going to move all of the things that we don't use right now, and I always start with my variable income. And as always, worth noting that when it comes to my paychecks and my system, I do not withdraw all of my cash from my paycheck. I only take out the money that I am putting within my cash dividers and my sinking funds, but I do share the overall breakdown of my budget. So to first start with how much my paycheck was, we are working with $2,566 that I received from this pay period. I am paid bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks. This is the standard amount I get because I am salary. And to first note the things that are bills that I do not take the cash out for. Off the top, I always deduct my tithe. That is 10% of whatever I earn. So $257 was set aside for tithe. The next thing that I have are my bills, and with my main bill being my rent, that's going to be $1,055 that I'm setting to the side. I pay partial rent with 2 paychecks each month, so that is just half. The next bill that I have is internet. That's $56 fixed bill. And the last thing that's not really a bill, but it's just something I don't take cash out for, and that's going to be gas for my car. That is $25 that I am setting aside. And I know gas prices are high, so $25 really isn't doing anything for anybody nowadays. However, my gas category, I do roll over funds each time. I don't deplete the category entirely. And if you have been aware, I've been dealing with some car issues, so I haven't been putting gas in my car a lot last month. So that category has a few more dollars than usual, so I'm only going to add $25 today to put me at a good spot within there. But in terms of my bills and things that I keep within my checking account, that is all I have. And now we can get started with my variable expenses that I have in my wallet. All right, so taking out my cash dividers, I do participate in the dollar challenge. So any dollars that I have within these categories, I do set them to the side and add them to a jar. And at the end of the year, I count that jar to see how much I saved. So getting started with spending. Spending is going to get $75. So I'm gonna do mostly 20s. So 3 20s, a 10, and a 5. And I did purposely increase my spending because my mom is coming to visit me this week no, not this week, it's next week, in preparation for Mother's Day. So I bought her ticket to fly her out, and we're gonna spend the week together, and I'm excited. I always love hanging out with my mom, so added some more to spending to hopefully use this for the things that we're gonna do on the weekend together. But looking at spending, I do have some singles, quite a few. So definitely have to set that to the side. And adding $75 today will now give me 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5. So that's $105 for spending. Up next, we get into groceries. Groceries is getting $150. So I do 2 50s, 2 20s, and a 10. And Definitely want to do a restock for groceries, again accounting for the fact that my mom is coming. I normally keep enough groceries literally in the fridge just for myself, so that is how I really stay on budget, because I eat only what I need so that I don't have, you know, too much waste going on. And I'm also a very simple eater. I don't do too much, but I like to be courteous when I have guests come over, so definitely want to get some things that I know my mom is going to eat. But looking at groceries, we don't have any singles, and adding 150, we now have 100, 150, 170, 190, 200, 5, 10, 15. So that's $215 for groceries, and that should be good. Next, we move into toiletries. That is getting $35. So we will do a 20, a 10, and a 5 to give us 35. Checking out toiletries, no singles. And I do want to pick up some makeup / skincare type items. So I might get those things depending on if I want to spend the money, honestly, because they are a little pricey, but I do find that these products are worth it, so I do try to save up where I can and get them when I need. But adding 35, that will now give toiletries 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100. So $100 within toiletries. Next we have clothing, but clothing I did decide to skip this paycheck, so it's not getting anything. It's not really a top priority. I have $40 left, and that's just what I'm gonna have for right now. So that means we can get into the last guy, which is going to be eating out. That is getting $30. Definitely will be using that this weekend. I'm hanging out with my cousins, so we already know. I do have a single, so I can set that to the side. And adding 30 gives me 20, 40, 50. So now I have $50 to last me for the next 2 weeks. And I think that is good for my variable expenses. I love stuff in my wallet and knowing that I have my guilt-free spending already laid out. That's really what I enjoy the most about this system. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and count our singles and see what we save. All right, so looking at this week, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. Okay, $8. We can go ahead and grab our jar and add our funds. After that, I have the coin challenge, which again, similar situation, just within coins. So I empty out my wallet and add what I have in here. All right, so we are set there and good to go. All right, now with those done, we can move into my sinking funds and start saving and stuffing for these guys. All right, so looking at annual payments, that will be getting $25. So a 20 and a 5 will give us that. Adding that, let's see where that puts us. So I now have 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 360, 65. So that's $365 saved within annual payments. This is basically any subscriptions that I save up, pay for once a year, and be done with it. Up next, we have car maintenance. Car maintenance is getting $50. I bumped this up with all of my car related issues. And an update on that is I do have Lily back, which I am so thankful for. And I appreciated all of you with the well wishes and prayers with me getting my car situation back. I know a few of you were very reluctant with me going back to the mechanic, but as I said, when I went to other shops for this quote, the price was just ridiculous. And I was not gonna pay those outrageous prices when I can go back to the man, hassle with him, get a lower rate, and get it done. I'm happy to report that so far nothing has been leaking. It actually feels like it has been fixed now because he doesn't want to see me again and I don't want to see him again. So hopefully it all works out, and I'm just gonna pray that everything is done. I do have to get a new battery and a serpent belt on the car for that. So That is my next priority, just to, you know, keep with her upkeep. As I said, she is 6 years old and I want to stay on top of any mechanical issues that I need because I am keeping Lily for the long haul. So definitely want to work on her. But adding $50, let's see where that puts us today. So that gives car maintenance 100, 200, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 435, 440, 41, 42. So $442. I think that's what I counted, and that should be good enough. Honestly, when I looked at the estimated quotes for those two things that I wanted done, they said on average it's around $200 to $300. So hopefully we can get that done and be set. Okay. Moving on, next we have car insurance, and that is getting $60. So we're gonna do a 50 and a 10. And guys, I have a story to tell about car insurance. If you don't know, haggle, ask, because the worst they can say is no. If you're unaware, I do have to pay my car insurance this month. I pay my car insurance every 6 months. It just works out to be cheaper than paying month to month. So if I can, I like to save up for it. So the last time I paid for my car insurance when I switched to my new area, it was $593, I believe, that I paid. And I was, you know, anticipating my rate to go up, but I was told the price was $658 they wanted me to pay now for the next 6 months. And I was like, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, you know, a little bit too much of an increase. So I called. Now, the first person I spoke on the phone with, they did not want to assist me. I'm gonna just be honest. They were just trying to talk me off of the phone, and once I get a sense that that person is not hearing me out, I hang up and I call back later. So that's what I did. I called back later and it was a lot of hoopla. I dropped, like, the phone call dropped and she transferred me to such and such department because you have to sell it as if you're going to leave but you don't want to leave. Because I've been with this car insurance provider, I think, for going on 5 years. So you really got to lay it on thick that you're a loyal customer, you make your payments and all that stuff, and you're just looking for a more reasonable price. So I finally got to a person, and once I got on the phone with her, I already knew, like, she was going to help me out. So she took her time, she was patient, she reran my quote, and I was able to get my car insurance down to $610. Like I said, money is money. If I save $5, I'm going to call. So definitely call, see what they can do, see if it's a lower rate, see if it's a discount going around somewhere, and as a last resort, if you need to, switch providers if you really need to. But I was just happy to bring the rate down. So I will be making the payment on that because that is due May 10th. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pay that this weekend from this amount, and I definitely have enough to save for the $610 that is due, but I still wanna be mindful because, you know, the next 6 months, they're probably just gonna jack it up a little bit more. So I did increase my car insurance to reflect that. But anyway, after that long story, we now have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 680, 690, 700, 10, 20, 25. So that's $725 within car insurance. And like I said, I will be taking out what I need. All right, next we get into Christmas. Christmas is getting 25. That's the normal amount I'm trying to give every time. So adding that will now give us 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 205, 10, 15, 20, 25. So that's $225 saved up for Christmas. Looking good. After Christmas, we have gifts. Gifts is getting $10. And I'm gonna use this, I guess, as like a backup for my mom if she wants anything for Mother's Day. We already know like the big thing that we're gonna do, but if maybe she sees something or she wants like a sweet treat or something like that, I can take it from gifts to cover for that if need be. But now within gifts, I have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80. So $80 for gifts. After that, we get into household, but we are skipping that. And we are also skipping medical. They are just not a top priority, and we feel like those are healthy amounts that they have currently. So the last thing that we're gonna do is travel. Travel is getting $100, and adding that, I have a placeholder, so this just lets me know that I have $1,000 within the bank, so I don't have to keep the physical cash. So if we have 1,000, that's 100, 20, 25, 30. So that's $1,130 saved up for travel. All right, so in terms of all my cash stuff and envelopes, binders, everything, that is all we have. And the last thing that we can do, which is personally my favorite because I love to see the change, are the savings transfers and investments that I did to my accounts. So in regards to that, the first thing that we have that I transferred to savings is going to be $140 that I'm setting aside for my home fund. If you missed it, I explained the whole update about this home fund and everything within my monthly reset for the top of May. We did have to basically deplete this, and we are starting over. So 140 will be getting added to revive that, and we are working towards our goal of $5,000 saved by the end of the year. The next thing that we have is going to be my other category. This is another thing I discussed, is a category that I have to be vague with. I can't get too specific on what it is until it happens, but this is going to be getting $210 that will be allocated towards there. And then the last thing is going to be my Roth IRA for my investments. That's getting $260. I don't have the number in front of me. I forgot to look it up, but whatever the new amount is, it's on the screen. And we are working towards maxing out the allotted amount for this account this year, which is $7,500. But in terms of everything else with my paycheck, that's how I decided to divvy out every dollar, and that will complete my budget and cash stuffing. All right, so as always, you guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed what you see. Leave a comment down below for some encouragement. Let me know, as always, how's it going with your first paycheck of the month? What are your goals? What are we doing? Always want to be here to motivate and use the comments as encouragement, so be sure to do that down below. But as for today, that is all I have. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time within my next video. Bye, guys.